Alright guys, sorry you haven't heard from me in a while. I've just been really sick. I had a flu bug a couple of weeks ago, or a couple days ago, and I'm just getting over a cold now. I've also been really sore, got some off-season stuff at school, and just been really tough. So, but I'm getting better, well enough that I can work on a saber. What this is my Obi-Wan saber. It was getting way too crammed inside the hilt, and I didn't want to risk anything happening to the soundboard, so we're going to make this a stunt. And so that, since I promised you guys that I would show you guys how to make a very basic saber, I will. I'm going to show you that here today. So, some things you're going to need. Wire grabbers. See that? And these also are wire cutters, too. Strippers. Wire strippers. Wire strippers. Wire strippers. Heat shrink. You really don't want that big stuff. That's a little too big for what we're doing here. A lighter to shrink the heat shrink. Your heat sink for the LED. Your LED, which is a Sol P4. And the optics. Oh, and also the wire. Got some wire there. I think it's 26 gauge. And some solder. So, what we're going to do here is we are going to start. I'm going to start working here. I'm sorry guys if you hear something in the background. It's just this funny show I watch when I'm working on stuff to keep me entertained. But anyway, we're going to strip the wires here. Alright, so we got the negative lead tin. The red wire is the positive lead and the black is the negative. Keep that in mind because it's important. Alright, now strip the red lead. There we go. Alright, now we're going to pre-tin these leads. And if you don't know what tinning is, I'm going to be making a soldering tutorial at some point. I don't know when though. Probably when I get better at it. But Irvin Plechter made a great soldering tutorial. I think he covers tinning on there. So if you don't know how to do either of them, this is not the video to be watching. So there, the leads on the battery pack are tinned. Now we're going to make sure that there's enough wire to reach the switch even when the battery pack is pulled out. And there is. Okay, so here's the switch. It's got 2 solder pins on it. It's real simple. Simple as you're going to get. And it's nice because it's pre-threaded. So the screws just screw in there and, you know, it's real simple. Alright, so now we got the positive lead tinned, so we're going to solder that to the solder pin on the switch. Forgot to heat shrink it, and that's the point. When you, if you make a mistake soldering, it's real easy to undo. So here we go. Here's some heat shrink. Just cut it to about 1/4 of an inch or so. Slide it over the wire. Keep it out of the way, because otherwise it's going to shrink and you won't be able to pull it over your solder joint. Alright, and now and make sure you test it on the bench, guys, because if you don't, it's going to be real easy to undo in your saber if it doesn't, you know, if it doesn't hold its connection right here on the workbench. So, now it's real easy to heat shrink. Just a couple passes and it should shrink right over the solder joint. And there you go. and we'll come back in a minute and keep working on this.